Alrighty traders, so hello everyone. Now today, in today's video, what I want to talk to you about is something that's really amazing that's happening right now. Or should I say, incredible for maybe potential amazing opportunities when it comes to the inflation, gold, silver, and why I believe what I see coming and what's probably going to start to bring into the cycle of a second wave of inflation and how do we actually handle that. So anyway, guys, make sure you grab access to that free trading course. Link in the description here. Now, here's the thing, guys. Let's get into this. I think this is quite amazing here, right? And quite amazing as in like, you probably know, right? The further we look back in the past, you probably heard that, the further we can look in the future, right? And I always think that similar things happen in similar environments. Similar things happen in similar environments. Now hear me out. When it comes to the inflation, Trump to cause a second wave of inflation. Now here's the thing. The really interesting thing is that in the past, as you can see, this is the can we bring it in? Can we bring it in? Can we bring it in? There we go. All right. There we go. Cool. There we go. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. When it comes down to, one thing I've noticed through the inflationary data, the inflationary situation here that's happening with the inflation. Now, one thing I've noticed is this. Is that I've just noticed that every time we get a inflationary problem, there's been twice in the last, say, 100 years, okay? What happens every time we've had inflationary problems? Now, I want you to put this in. I'm going to try to tie this into recessions, quantitative easing, and so much more. I think you're going to really enjoy this, okay? So, what do we see through here? We see that there is a really big inflationary spikes through here, and we can see that. Now, the really big thing is that you'll notice that every time we do get, let's actually bring on a bit of this one here, right? Actually, you know what? Let me make this color here. So every time we do get one spike, we end up getting a drop for a while, and we end up pausing for a bit. And then what happens? A secondary inflationary spike. Then what happened? That was in the 40s. Then in the 70s, same thing, right? We actually had a inflationary inflationary problem. We had the spike, we had the drop down, and then we had the flattening out period through there. See that through there? And then we had the secondary spike. Now, if I'm trying to put the pieces together, this decade for us, right? If I'm trying to put the pieces together for me, I'm like, okay, cool. Inflationary spike happens, a lot of the time for example, recently it happened. Why? Because there was too much money, too much printing in the hands of the goods, in the hands of other people, too much supply, all that sort of stuff, right? A big inflationary spike. So if I see that that's what's happening, and then guess what happens? And then then probably, as you can see, we end up going through this period through here, a bit of a drop on the downside, a bit of a drop on the downside. That's caused by what? Raising interest rates, pulling back a little bit, and at the end of that, we probably get into a recessionary period as well too. Hey traders, just a quick heads up. I'm actually giving away free access to my Mastery Trading course for a limited time. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be the first link in the description. The fact is that 80 to 90% of the stuff that you learn or you use on these trading platforms is a complete waste of time. And only about 5 to 10% of the stuff that you actually learn and use is going to move the needle in the positive direction for you. And that's over the last 20 years, I've put everything that has helped me move the needle in the positive direction in this here, and I've left everything else out. So, go to johnsfreegift.com right now and grab complete free access to this Mastery Trading course. Then creates a secondary spike. So if the similar situation is happening right now underneath our feet, what is happening? Firstly, this is what's happening through here. What do we have? We had the first spike, and now we're coming down, and now guess what? Now we're just going through that nothing happening period. So how does this all work out? Well, the way that I see this here, the way that I see this all working out right now is this. We have two waves of inflation, okay? Right now, big wave inflation. So what's happened? They've pulled back money, right? Pulled back, tightening a little bit, raising interest rates. Probably there's going to be a recession over the next 1 to 2 years. We all know that. What's going to happen in the inflation, in the recession? they're gonna turn on the printing press again, right? Chicka, 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 right? I wish I had that. the thing, you guys have probably seen that GIF, right? The image, right? Jerome Powell doing its thing, right? So anyway, so if we see that this is what's happening through here, right? If we see that through there, one of the big things that I see is that if you look back through history, every time we've had a recession, the QEs have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So I do see over the next 1 to 2 years, we're probably going to go through a bit of a hard time, right? There's going to be a stock market crash. Not now, not right now, right? No short in the market right now. We probably have a lot more upside, at least for the next few months or more. Next 3 to 6 months. Do not be stepping in front of that trading, all right, in the stock market. But on the big picture here, on the next, say, 2 years, so let's have a look at the bigger horizon through here, okay? All right, I know some of you guys are like, John, 2 years? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I'm worrying about, I want to make $20 today. No, right? No. Anyway, so if we have a look at this through here, what I do see, if we try to put the pieces together here, okay? Tightening, recession, printing money. When they do print the money, guess what we're probably going to get? Right? We're probably going to get what? Let's bring on, say, a red through here, okay? A red. We get what? We get the secondary spike, secondary spike, secondary spike. And that secondary spike is probably going to be very similar to the 80s, right? To where the big spike happened, and that was around, it was around about here, which was around about the 1976, 77 period, right? And then we had the second wave of inflation. That's where guys like, if you think things are bad now, wait till what happens wait till you see what happens in 2030, in 2035. That 2030 to 2035 period, oh my goodness. Right now, you have 4 years, guys. You have 4 years to really get your shit together, right? Why? Because after the 4 years, there's going to be massive waves of inflation, massive interest rates. What's that going to do? We're talking about depression. We're going to go through a depression. There's no other word around that otherwise apart from depression, right? That's what's probably going to happen. So when we're seeing this and when we're going through this period here and we're seeing all this here, it's like, because imagine interest rates, inflation, imagine what happened there. We saw what happened recently when the inflation goes up to say 12%, maybe higher. Firstly, on the back of that, guess what's gonna go crazy then? Gold, silver, mining sector, right? Then that's gonna happen then. That's why I say probably not now, right? Probably not now. Meaning with the gold and silver, we've had some really especially gold. We've had some really nice upward move. We may have a little bit more upside to come, but meaning overall. But right now on the short term level, we've got probably a bit of a drop to the downside, a bit of weakness. But the real big move, the real big sort of here we go type thing, right? Out of gold, silver, and the mining sector is probably going to be on that other side of the inflationary. Now, what are the clues? What are the cues for us to say now this has started? Remember, it's a delayed effect, right? You print money, like for example, 2020, print a lot of money, send it out. Then guess what? 1 year later, that's when everything really hits, right? So what's the clues to say that we're probably likely to see this secondary wave so we can be getting in before everyone else? As in like probably gold, silver, the mining sector, some other inflation, maybe even cryptocurrencies, right? Maybe. I don't know about cryptocurrencies, right? And the thing is, guys, what I do know is in the last, especially in the 1970s, gold and silver were the tip-top number one investment. There's a lot of money to be made in that there, right? A lot of money to be made, especially silver and so on and so forth. So what are the clues to say this is now starting? Is what? When we do go through the recession, what happens? How much money do we print? Because if we do print more money than we did in COVID, which I do see is probably going to happen. By the way, if we do print more money than we do in COVID, what does that mean? If that does happen, that means things are pretty bad, right? That means like everything's starting to fall apart. Oh my goodness, right? And especially at Trumpy at the helm. You know what he's going to do? There is no way this economy is going down. Print, baby, print, right? And here we go, right? You think COVID was good, as in like the printing press. You wait to see another one, right? So we can see that through there. So what's going to happen is that when we do go through this session and they start to print money, how much do we start to print? Does Trump really come out and hit it really hard? Or what happens through there, right? Because when that happens, right? When that happens, you'll be able to say, okay, we're printing a lot of money right now to stabilize things, to put money in the hands of the people to support and help them to get out of this mess. COVID 2.0. And if that's the case, you know what to do 1 year prior to things really getting, like, before we start to see that, right? And if that does happen, there's a very high probability if that does happen, and say 1 year later after that, when the inflationary does really start to kick in, whew, you know what's going to be happening in the gold and silver and the mining sector, right? It's probably going to start to see incredible moves. So anyway, traders, this is what I wanted to sort of just share with you. Hope this sort of helps you out from here. Traders, if you do need some help with your trading and you've struggled this year, then I've opened up some spots to my 12-month daily coaching program where you get access to everything that I know about my trading systems, strategies, scans, so on and so forth. Plus also you get access to me for an hour to hour and a half with a small group of 15 to 20 people every single day, so I can help you and coach you and guide you. If you do need some help with what you're doing and you are struggling, you might be a good fit for my inner circle. Go to getjohnshelp.com. There should be a link in the description. When you do that, go fill out the application form right now. What's going to happen is that you and I will speak on the phone and we'll see if you're a good fit. When you do complete that, on the very next page after you fill out the application form, I'm going to give you a 60-minute training walking through every single detail about how I personally trade the markets. By the way, traders, if you're serious about leveling up your trading, I've opened up 10 spots to my Inner Circle coaching program. This is where I share all my best trading strategies I trade every single day. You get access to my scans that I use all the time as well too. Every single week I do a live weekly group coaching session for the Inner Circle group, and my whole goal there is to help you become a well-rounded master trader. Emotional management, trade management, letting your profits run, cutting losses short, and all the different discipline, patience, all the different areas to help you become a well-rounded master trader. And also you get access to an exclusive committed group of all the Inner Circle group so you can communicate with them, and that's our private Inner Circle group as well too. But this is what I want you to do right now. This is only application only. We're only looking for committed traders, and if you're ready to go, then that's for you. There should be a link in the description there, or go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Go fill out the application form. It's only for the first 10 only, because I like to keep the group really small. So go there right now. Go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Go fill out the application form, and I will personally be speaking to you on the phone, and we'll go from there to see if you're a good fit for what I'm looking for. Speak to you soon, traders.